Well, when things started blowing up in Greece and some other places in Europe, and especially when the Spanish situation started taking a turn for the worse, then we had a feeling that there was something new was happening in the world, and it felt like the beginning of some kind of a cultural heave. And then when the revolution started in Tunisia, and then a few weeks later in Egypt, then it was an electric moment for all of us here at Adbusters. It was like wow, this is the beginning of something that is going to wash over the whole globe, and it's going to change everything. They have learned how to use the social media to get hundreds of thousands of people out into the streets and to stand up to speak truth to power. And in Egypt and in Tunisia, they were actually successful. They pulled off a revolution, and it only took a few weeks, and it was largely non-violent. It was young people waking up to the fact that the future does not compute, and that they have the tools now to change the future. And we thought to ourselves in our brainstorming sessions here, we have to do this in North America as well. Because here in North America, we also need a regime change. Because we have a kind of a dysfunctional regime here where, I don't know how much you know about what's happening in America, but America is sort of a kind of a regime where the corporations have thousands of lobbyists in Washington, and they are able to change any law pretty well any way they like, and they're also able to get the people elected that they want because they give them lots of money to win their campaigns. And especially after that Supreme Court ruling that gave corporations lots of power, now it really does feel like the kind of the 1% is running America, and they're going to give you the president that you want, and they're going to pass the laws that they want, and it's a kind of and they control a lot of the mass media as well. So in a way, you cannot say it's a hard regime like in Egypt, where Mubarak was torturing people in the police stations every day of the week. It's not a hard regime like that, but it's a kind of a soft regime in America. Maybe it's a little bit like a soft regime maybe in Estonia as well, and certainly in Canada it's also a bit of a soft regime. We need a soft regime change, and so the same lessons that we learned from Tunisia and Egypt, maybe we can apply them here. And that was the beginning of this idea that on September the 17th, let's occupy Wall Street. And that could be the beginning of something. We never dreamt, of course, that it would become as big as it did. But we knew that in New York, we can create some big moment. We knew that because as soon as we put out that hashtag Occupy Wall Street, and as soon as we put out that poster in our magazine, and as soon as we started talking about it, then the Twitter feed started going crazy. We knew that we were really going to have some big bang there in Wall Street. But then, when it spread to Los Angeles and Chicago, and when it finally came to my hometown here in Vancouver, and then October the 15th last year, when it was suddenly 1,000 occupations were happening all over the world, then I thought, hallelujah, God is on my side.